You ready? You want to play ball? We're going to play some ball today. Sit. 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 Free. Okie dokie. Get up. 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 Get up. Morning, guys. Happy Independence Day. I got my Independence Day overalls on. Sit. Sit. We're going to give some folks a little bit of time to get in here. We're live on Facebook and both YouTube channels. If you're watching right now on the main Stony Ridge Farmer YouTube channel, by the way, go get it free. If you're watching on the main channel, there's a link down there to the Cows and Coffee live stream channel. Check it out. You'll get more live content from here on the farm. Bring it. Bring it, girl. Come on, Lex. I got to mow the yard later today. Come here, girl. Bring it. Sit it. Good girl. Up. Get up. Get up. I got the dogs trained to get up on that rock right there. So welcome, everybody. I want to give a quick shout out to all the channel members. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Happy Independence Day. We're going to have question and answer. I know a lot of you folks have a lot of questions about where Miss Stony Ridge has been. We've talked about it on Facebook. We've talked about it on Cows and Coffee, and we have not talked about it on the main channel. We're going to talk about it today. Guys, feel free if somebody posts a question about that to answer their question if you want to. Ready? Free! So we're a little early. We're about 5 minutes early on the live stream. I'm going to hang with the dogs for a minute and with you guys and answer any questions. Happy Independence Day, Stony Ridge Farmer. Hey, guys, bring it. Sit it. Sit it. Good boy. You better get up. All right, this is the last one, and then you got to go to the bathroom. Everybody sit down. Free! Big T is down there with the Batwing mower, Woods Batwing on it, and it's quite a big obstacle for chucking the ball. Need more overalls in your life. Yeah, man. Come on. Sit it. All right, go poop. Go poop. Go poopy. Go poop. Go poopy. Whenever I run the dogs, so I got up this morning and I fed the dogs. I don't take the dogs over there to the cows because the cows get really agitated. We had a huge loss yesterday, the most loss of life on the farm, and there's a video coming out about it. We lost 26 chickens in an hour. I had a family of foxes come up here and invade the chicken area where the mobile coop was. Bad, super bad. Go poop. Go poop. Go poop. He loves playing ball. Like he sees the ball. He hears me say the word. So anyway, yeah, we did have an invader come in and kill a bunch of chickens. So how much seed do you use on a new pasture? Kim, depends on, I mean, that's like asking how many trees do you have in the woods? Kim, what kind of pasture, what kind of seed do you have? It makes a difference. So what time of year you are seeding your pasture. So now give me some specifics. 5-acre field, planting in June or July. July, yeah, July. Fescue, Timothy, orchard, you know, what kind of grass? Clover, legumes. We'll do one more ball toss. Up, up. So specify, be more specific for me, Kim. Sit. The cows have heard me. I hear them mooing over there. Lay down. Down. Free. Later today, we'll take the dogs and let them take a dip in the pond. Bring it on. Bring it. Come on. Bring it. So we're going to go check out the cows. We're going to cruise through the farm. It's going to be a good time. I've got hay stockpiled. Bring it. Hey, bro. Bring it. Bring it. Sit it. Nobody's going to get you. Nobody's going to take it from you. But we can't play ball if you don't release the ball, right? Isn't that the rules? Look at them. Isn't that the rules? Don't you guys know about the rules? Up. Some smart dogs. German Shepherds are smart, but they need something to do. Go get it. This is called a chuck it. If you've never used one of these, this is awesome. This saves Grandpa's arm. And then it's so funny that people my age are grandfathers, grandparents. Wow, crazy. Guys I went to high school with. Come on, bring it. Sit it. Good. Well, you crushed it. You broke it. All right. We're going to take you guys over and see some farm animals. We are, again, about 3 minutes early, but it's all good. Go ahead and go kennel. 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 They know. They like the kennel. They stay in the kennel. It's cooler in here in this kennel where I keep the dogs throughout the day than anywhere else they could be. So nice cool concrete for them to lay on in the wintertime. I put them some sawdust in there, shavings. They're outside dogs, and if that's difficult for you to understand I live in a 1,200 square foot house, and the dog sheds about 5-gallon bucket full of hair every week. Both dogs do. So in the morning, I get out here and I brush them, and then the next day, it's as if I never brushed them. So welcome. How old are the dogs? Buddy is 7, and Lexi is 5.5 or 6. So Buddy's getting a little old. Buddy's the black and tan, right, boy? You guys need a little water too, huh? How much water we got? We got a little bit. We'll get him some water when we get back. So yeah, that's the age. Did I get more specifics from Kim? Let's see. All right, Kim, did you bring me more specifics on how much grass seed to plant? Nope, not yet. All right. Happy Independence Day. This might sound wrong, but was there any you could use either eat or pet food? What? This might sound wrong, but was there any you could use either? Are you talking about the dead chickens? Is that what you're talking about, Simon? See, my dogs get diarrhea just like your dogs do when you give them different food. So I most certainly wouldn't feed dead chickens to my dog. However, the foxes got in and hauled off pretty much every chicken that they killed. Not cool. Which is, I mean, you know, when you're competing against nature, and we've talked about this before on the channel, you're never going to win. You're just never going to win. You're always fencing out troubles. You're fencing out problems. So, no, Simon, I wouldn't recommend feeding. You want to encourage your dogs to kill your chickens, just feed them dead chickens. Like, yeah, those are, I guess some farm dogs probably would do that. And maybe in old days of Appalachia, people would do that. But yeah, we've got civilized dog food nowadays. Dawn, first time catching alive. Denise in the house, happy Independence Day. Also to all the soldiers everywhere, and airmen, and seamen, and Marines. So soldier typically means army. We weren't called soldiers when I was in the Air Force. You were an airman, which I had no idea until I got in the Air Force that was the case. So was the failure due to the coup? No, the failure was that these foxes were super brave, and typically foxes are kind of evening or nighttime animals. I set the coop up to where the door opens at 9 o'clock in the morning, not first thing in the morning, so the foxes wouldn't be out here. But what I've discovered is there's a den of foxes right beside in the pasture. This is the closest to the house that the mobile coop gets, and yeah, it was right there. Taylor's in the house. Taylor, I think we'll see you. Taylor, are you doing fireworks tonight? Where's Dad doing fireworks tonight? Eric says 1 million subscribers is coming soon. Man, I sure hope so. That'd be pretty cool. Having that gold play button would be something neat. Maybe it'll be in time for when I get my office built up here in the mega shop. Folks, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous 4th of July here. It is absolutely gorgeous. And remember, this isn't the 4th of July. This is Independence Day. So remember Independence Day. Say Independence Day because it means something. It absolutely means something. So Taylor is a friend of mine, a local friend of mine, and my local friends tend to call me Stony instead of Josh. It's pretty funny, which ends up developing a neighborhood reputation. So today we're going to take you guys over. I've got real life chores to do. I've got my grass is going to have to be baled out here in the front yard soon. So I'll hop on the Ventrac or the Toro and get out here and mow the grass. I've got to put up, we're going to ride by the mobile chicken coop here in a second. You can see the Starlink satellite, mobile home there. I've got a cool tool review video I'm going to shoot a little bit later today when it's about 95 degrees. The mobile coop is right there. We've already processed the meat birds for this year. Didn't have a very good survival rate on the meat birds for some reason. Not real sure what went on, but out of 36 birds, and I will say white leghorns were the culprit in some of it. White leghorns are pretty aggressive, and they actually killed my white leghorns, who were killed by the foxes yesterday, actually killed a lot of my meat birds, which was not cool. There we go, got a little door rattling. So honeybees are rocking right now. I've got to do a little bit of work in the beehives later. Grab your coffee, cheers. And right there, got a weed whack around all that stuff right there, and getting all that lumber up and moved up to the mega shop. Start working on the inside of the mega shop very soon. Currently in the mega shop, I've never seen the temperature above about 82 degrees. If it's 95 degrees out here, it's going to be 80 right there, so it's really cool. I don't know if your comments are going through like they're supposed to now. Hopefully we're not frozen up, and if we are frozen, we're going to unfreeze it right now. Somebody leave a comment. Let's see. Sometimes these comments freeze up. I know we got more than 275 people in here. Okay. All right. We're going to reload the stream real quick, make sure I can see your comments, because the whole purpose of doing a live stream, StreamYard, is for me to be able to read the comments. Woo! I got it back. Sorry about that. We got it back. Welcome. So Jeff, we got folks over on Facebook, folks over on YouTube. We lost the stream for a second, guys. I had to reload. If we start losing video or audio, or we have a hiccup or a problem, oftentimes I have to reload. So you can find these overalls on Amazon. They are Liberty overalls. Let me know if the audio is good. Sorry about that, guys. Had to disappear for a second. Okay. Yeah, so thank you, Charles, for clarifying. So
I think we'll drive over in the field and then we'll talk a little bit about this. I'm going to turn the camera around so you guys can see where we're going. We've got a couple gates to go through, I think, and we're going to drive on over here. So, what's on the barbecue today? I have some farm fresh burgers out. Yep, these are Liberty overalls. Got some farm fresh burgers out. We'll be grilling out some burgers. K9 Striker says he needs to see Tammy. So for those of you watching on the main YouTube channel, or for those of you who have not heard yet, Miss Stony Ridge is no longer on the farm with me. Look at all these starlings right here. Cowbirds, starlings. So Miss Stony Ridge is no longer on the farm with me. It is very, very unfortunate. I don't know what else to say about that, except for it is very unfortunate. We're going to hook up to the Super Duty mineral feeder here too, or the Free Choice mineral feeder. Get the minerals to the cows. Let me do a little backing up here. Show you guys how this works real quick. Sorry, the camera's moving around a lot. So this is the Free Choice mineral feeder. It just tows to the next pasture. We've actually got to pull my receiver out, just like so, and then reinstall this one. Sorry about the camera being shaky. This is real life. Okay, slide that in. This is kind of fun to learn how the day-to-day stuff goes here. Loop that right over top, and this is the Free Choice mineral feeder. If you haven't seen it, so the cows get to choose what minerals they want. They just take their nose and lift this up. Those are all cattle minerals. Are you still using Green Gobbler for weed control? I don't have to use a lot for weed control, but I'm using a product called Lonarch Pro. It's a little easier on the land, a little less acidic. You can find that on Amazon also. Thank you. Who just said that? Hi, Josh. Are you going to have a USDA inspector on site? No, I'm not going to butcher beef for the Mega Shop. Let's just turn the camera back around so we can chat. So my beef is processed at a local USDA inspected facility. I'm not going to be a butcher. I don't have time to be a butcher at all. I will butcher things for us to watch and learn from on YouTube, but I'm not going to be running a butcher shop or slaughterhouse here on my property. I'm not doing that. So just to clarify, not that I couldn't do that and I couldn't fall back on that, but it's just no way. I mean, so for those of you who are looking for farm fresh beef and are considering buying farm fresh beef, we will have beef very soon. The beef is here. It's in the freezer. It's a matter of me trying to figure out and navigate all of the laws, because I'm certain I'll be breaking some sort of law as soon as I sell my first bit of hamburger. So I'm trying to work through all the laws, all the rules, all the stuff that governs shipping beef. And I've been working and talking with my buddy Mike from Our Wyoming Life. I just need to make sure that I'm dotting all my I's and crossing all my T's appropriately. So hope you don't take her back because you're making men look bad. Well, I'm making men look bad? Forgive me for having a oddly sour face about that. You're making men look bad because you're taking your wife back because you love her. Well, I guess if that makes men look bad, then who cares? That's about it. Sometimes it's not... Sometimes it's a good idea to not just say everything that comes into your mind. But the main thing right now nobody be too hard on themselves. A good buddy of mine says that main thing right now is nobody be too hard on themselves. Jim says everything happens for a reason. Marriage is a partnership. It is, brother. It is. And it's okay. And I'm over it. She's been gone for about 8 weeks now, maybe 10 weeks. I miss Brody a lot. I miss my little dog. It breaks my heart to have Brody gone. He was such a sweet little dog. And I know it might be a little silly or seem a little silly for a grown man to miss a little frou-frou dog, for lack of better terms. But I do miss pulling that slide right through here. It's a little tight. So yeah, I miss Brody. And, Miss Stony Ridge was and still remains really the love of my life. I mean, she really is. She still is. But there are things, guys, that I couldn't change. I couldn't make better. And there comes a point in your life when you can put every bit of what you have in your soul into your relationship. And when you do that and it's still not working out right, then you need to question that. And so anyhow, it's been 10 times we've broken up. So I just pulled through there in case you guys didn't notice. And walk, talk, work at the same time. So if you're just joining us, happy Independence Day. I am independent now. I never wanted that. That's not what I wanted my life to be. And I thought I'd found my forever person, but things just don't always work the way we want them to work. Sometimes we gotta regroup and pull back together, pull our brains back in for a little taste of sanity. So we're gonna hook the fence back up. The cows have access to this waterer right here. So they've been up here drinking. The pasture that they're gonna go to next is this little section, but it's gonna be 90 degrees out here. 90 degrees today. So when it's 90 degrees, the cows need to have access to some shade. So they most certainly have to have access to shade. Let's shut off the Honda real quick here. We'll just do a little walkabout. So in order for me to move the cows into this section, I'll have to take this loose, move them in there, and also hook this back up to where I what am I trying to say? To where they can get back. So no back fence. That's the word of the day. No back fence today. What I got to do, step over here. I really need another step-in post, but I don't have one. So we'll pull one of these guys and we'll make this the back fence. I'll show you. Hopefully we can get the girls. We've got 19 babies. 19 babies. Holy cow. That is a lot of baby calves. Okay. Step that post in the ground. Let's get you on the tripod. And we'll talk. So hang around. We're going to do question and answer. Hang around to the end. We're only going to be live for about 45 minutes today. I have a conference call with AeroQuip this morning. So on the 4th of July, which is cool. AeroQuip is an equipment, cattle handling equipment company, widely regarded as one of the best cattle handling equipment companies. Let's see if we can show you guys how we're doing this morning. If you're curious, God is first in your marriage, then it should not fail. If God is first, it should not fail. My brother, let me tell you, where is the electric fence charger? Hang on, let me tell you in a second. Many a marriage has failed with God on your side. That's what I will say after a little bit of careful consideration. Nobody can make anybody change. Nobody can make anybody do something they don't want to do. it's up to us and our free will and our self-actualization and analyzation. We need to look back at ourselves and figure out, hey, like this fly, get out of here. We need to look back at ourselves and, hey, am I doing my best? Could I be doing better? Is there something that I could do better? And every day we've got to reevaluate ourselves in our relationships, in our lives, in our jobs, and everything on the farm here every day. So yeah, absolutely. Baby calves at Keith. So we had 19 baby calves. Pastures look great. Thank you so much. Had you no problems with moles? No, our ground's too hard. Rockin' P Ranch says, I suggest keeping your next relationship to yourself with, we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. How many cows did not get pregnant last year? So this year's babies, everybody got pregnant. 19 calves. Awesome. Woo! Come on. Come on, girls. They're coming. Let's get the camera over here. Come on, babies. So they'll have access. You can still see there's plenty of grass out here right now. We've got a mixture of grass. We've got fescue, which is choking out the Sericea lespedeza. Sericea lespedeza is this. It's a legume right here. This is palatable. The cows will eat it, especially when it's real tender like this, but it gets a woody stem. I'll strip that off. That becomes woody and it's unpalatable. Right now, it's pretty palatable. So what I did, and I messed up, we'll let you guys know I totally messed up. I came over and I mowed part of the pastures just to knock the tops out of the Sericea lespedeza and the fescue. Well, what that did was also stunt the grass growth a little bit. So I had to feed bales of hay for about a week over on the other side of the farm, and I had to overgraze the other side of the farm. We are putting up fence on this Thursday, which is 2 days from now. And we'll have 35 more acres to move the cows. And I'm actually going to move the cows over there, let them graze potentially the entire 35 acres until I can design a system in there. They will have watering points that are at the pond, and they'll also have watering points at the creek. It seems to make no sense to me, if we have a super low impact on the land, that I would run another $3,000 worth of pipe down the hill when I've got a perfectly good little branch right there. So they'll only have access to get their lips in there and drink. So have you seen any improvement since you put down the natural soil, the super soil? It's going to take 2 or 3 weeks, but I see the grass popping back and returning, and actually I'll be on the tractor spreading super soil just before dark this evening in the pasture in front of the house and all this pasture over here. The girls are coming, so let's get this back fence situation handled and get them all through here. Get to see all the cows. I want you guys to count for me. I know the count, but you guys got to count. Come on, girl. Woo! Come on. They're all obsessed with that mineral feeder right now. So this is the poly wire. This is poly electric. I'm just going to reel it in right here. See me reeling? This kind of, I'll show you. This is the handle that I use to hook up to the water system over there. And you can also use it as a reel. So we'll reel it up on there. Make it nice and snug. Come on, girls. Go right on through here. I'm missing a few babies, I can tell. Good morning, everybody. All right, they're coming on through, guys. Let's turn the camera around. You will see flies. These are cows. This is not your living room. You'll see flies, so be prepared. It's normal. Flies are not a problem unless they cause a problem. They're not causing any health disparity, any problem whatsoever. Hey, guys. The baby calves are a little jumpy. So this is 304. This is 314. Little young bulls. 304 was the fourth bull born this year. Tammy, everybody loves Tammy. Michael Blum says thank you for his service and all who have served. Thanks, Mike. Careful, cows might think you're a big peppermint stick. I know. They don't seem to be too freaked out about the coloring. 316, the 16th calf born this year. You can see the size difference. 314, 317. You can see the growth difference there, right? Now these guys love that mineral feeder. Number 8, this is our scrawniest mama. Her calf is big. Number 8 that's Dale Jr. right there. She's got a small milk sac, a little bit of a bonier structure, and her calf is number 314, and it's huge. 309 right here, young bull, looking good looking fella. So we had how many steers to calves, steers to heifers? I think we had out of 19, 11 males. 302, second calf born this year. Notice how she's all black and slicked off. She's a female. She will stay on the farm. She's a beautiful calf. Just a gorgeous little calf. Thank you guys. Thank you all you guys. If you have any questions, please. Josh, good video about government subsidies. Yeah, did you like that? I don't know, man. I'm just not a huge fan of taking handouts. I think we should work for what we have, and I think we should earn what we have. Now, you guys send super chats and stuff like that, but that's not a handout. That's showing appreciation for somebody like me that's coming out here and showing you a little bit of life. This is Cindy right here. That's Blackjack. This is Donnie the bull. Hey, Donnie, don't be looking at me all sassy. Ooh, no, Donnie. Donnie doesn't like me behind him. Never trust a bull. Look at him all riled up, and he's a big boy. He's a big boy. Compared to these mama cows, he's a little smaller than the last bull, but he's still a big fella. Oh, look. So these babies just figured out, like, where'd everybody go? Come on, babies. Here's one. Yep, they just figured out, like, hey, man, we're down here all alone. Where's everybody at? What's going on? See how these cows will get into that mineral feeder? That's their Gatorade, pretty much. They need minerals, electrolytes. They just need them. This cow has a little mole right here, a wart on its chin. Got a little scrape mark on there from it. What are y'all doing for the 4th? It's just me now, but I've got a neighbor that's doing some fireworks, so we'll go over there and hang out. Neighbor Greg and Taylor, who was just in here. God created marriage as a perfect union between man and they could raise a family. This is a covenant for life, should not be entered into lightly, with divorce as an option. Kevin, judge not lest ye be judged, my friend. That's all I have to say, dude. I don't know what else to tell you. It's not for you to judge me on my marriage. It's just not. It's not for you to judge that. That's it. And I will say that when the Bible was written, I'm certain that, well, let's just say man is fallible. Man is fallible. We're not perfect, and that's it. So, hey, how you doing? This is Susie's mama. Are you Susie's mama? Can I rub your side? Huh? Yeah, you gonna let me? And this is Susie. Susie, girl, look at you. They don't like that. See the bull do that right there? They don't like my outfit today. So anyway, yeah. Thanks for joining passion in what you do. Yeah, everybody has the mineral feeder is more popular than the grass over here. Everybody has an opinion, and I'm of the same opinion. I did not enter into a marriage to to watch it fail. But I also understand where my mental health needs to be, and I also understand happiness and that life is way, way too short to live in misery and not be happy. So either two people can partner up and figure out a way to make things better, or they don't. And if they don't, if both people aren't putting in the work and the effort, then the machine breaks down. That's pretty much it. We're gonna walk over here and check on the girls. Let's see here. That's awesome with no flies on them this time of year. They've got a few flies. Will all the steers be sold, or will you keep them for beef? We've got 49 cows and 1 donkey. For that, to answer your question there. The plan is beef for all. We will sell some brood stock off of the farm. If you're a local farmer and you're interested in young heifer or young bull or any and all of the above, let me know. We will be selling off a few to local farmers. So if you want a Stony Ridge cow that's raised right out here and never had any kind of medicines or pills or anything other than cows and grass, here they are. Here's our most recent baby, and this is Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes is the mom, and our most recent baby is 319. Hey, Blue Eyes. She's a protective mother. She's got pretty eyes, and that's her little baby. Another little baby bull. Cow-calf pairs. Won't be doing cow-calf pairs because if mama is a good mama, she stays on the farm. What state? I'm in North Carolina. North Central North Carolina. So a lot of folks have told me milkweed is poison. Milkweed will hurt your cows. And look at where the cows are. The first patch that they go to out here is a patch of milkweed. I'll show you. Now, if you put them in a field of milkweed, the silicone in the milkweed will make them sick. But if you put them in a patch of milkweed, like these guys are right here, then they'll just nip the tops out, just like that cow's doing right there. And they'll gobble it right up. Good for them. We've got to have multiple species. Dale says, I think after 10 times of walking away from a relationship, you need to make yourself happy. Yep, that's it. Steers versus calves, I think we just said 19. I think we have 11 steers. Working with wood and dirt, left a wise comment. Again, guys, make no mistake about it. It's not what I wanted, but it was my choice. This is Mona. Hey, Mona. How you doing, girl? Mona's number 12. Her name's Mona because she grunts and moans all the time. What about the one with twins? With a heifer calf? Not selling Cindy. Cindy's the one that had twins, and Cindy's my supermodel cow. She's the one that I want to produce the most. So, but that little heifer calf that's with Cindy, hey, that little heifer calf with Cindy will not stay on the farm because it will most likely be sterile. If you've got twins, and I forget what they call it, free martin, guys, let me know, you farmer folks, or Google it. What's a free martin? I think it's when a mama cow has twins, a boy and a girl, and typically the female will not be able to reproduce. Hey, is this my sweetie? That's Sweetie's mama. Hey, good looking cow. That's gold. This is gold. This is a walk-in savings account, guys. A walk-in savings account. You got to think about it. This cow right here. This cow was purchased for about $1,200. This cow was pregnant when it was purchased. After that $1,200 purchase, this cow, 13.5, has produced one baby so far. One baby worth about $800 if I took it to the cattle market. So I've got $400 in this cow. The next baby is a profit, okay? So we'll have $1,600 worth of profit, and then every year, this $1,200 investment will produce an $800 profit. You multiply that by 50, and you're not doing too awful bad. And you find something that you love. You can live a life like this. Look at this big old girl here. These guys are fattening up since I moved them over here on better grass. We've got all sorts of different forages here on the farm. Guys, again, I'm gonna turn the camera around real quick and we're gonna just kind of chat. We can chat as we walk through the cows too. I wanted to tell you this. If you're not, there's a link. If you're on the regular Stony Ridge Farmer YouTube channel, look down there. There's a link to the Cows and Coffee live stream channel. Cows and Coffee. Check it out. You can click that, subscribe, and you'll get notified. If you're not on Facebook, and we do lives on Facebook too, but if you're not over on Facebook and you want to see some of these daily live streams, go to the Cows and Coffee podcast right now. Just click it, subscribe, and you'll get notified when I go live. If you're busy, don't watch it. It's not a big deal, but I want to let you know that that's there. It's available to you. So check it out. We don't do lives much on the regular channel unless it's holidays or special occasions. So this is Cindy. I'm going to turn the camera around. We're going to talk and walk again a little bit more. This also gives me a great opportunity to check out the cows. There's a few little health disparities going on right now. When we're calving like this, sometimes we get teat issues. I've got two cows with teat issues, little cuts on their teats. And an abnormally shaped bag, like this cow has right here, can be bad. This cow right here, you can see just a slight limp, so we'll take a look at her. My guess is this is number 15? What we got? 22. What you got going, girl? You might not be able to see it, but a trained eye can see an ever so slight limp. Now she could have stepped on something, injured a toe, grass between her toes, but she's got just her gaits off just slightly. So thank you, RT. So morning everybody. It's just now joining us. Great to have you in here. Let's go on down here and check out the cows. There is less phone service down here, believe it or not, than there is right here. And this is Cindy. Cindy already is fattening up for next year. Thanks she heard me call her name. So you notice the grass isn't very high right here. Again, this is where I came through and mowed. I did this last year and I mowed a little bit too early this year. I probably should have brought the cows through one more time before I mowed, but it still looks great. It's fantastic. What we're mowing is we're trying to get rid of this Sericea lespedeza, and it will flower right on the tips right there and produce a lot of seed. However, if we get our soil right and our grass right, and this had no grass on it a few years back, we get it right and we get our soil pH right, that Sericea lespedeza will go away. So the good plants that we want will push out the bad plants. Let's see here. Got a train coming through. You guys are going to hear the train in just a minute. Michael Blum says your happiness needs to be first. That's true, brother. Do you ever have to trim their feet or hooves? No. No, so you see the hoof doctor, or you see there's a bunch of channels out there dedicated to hoof care for animals. Well, that's most of the time an animal that's in a confined area, that's constantly walking on manure and it's getting feet infections. Of course, if you walked on your own manure, you'd get feet infections too, right? So cattle will have foot problems. The bigger the cow, the more propensity for foot problems. Sometimes it's genetic, but you need to understand that if the cows are out here walking on clean, fresh grass and not wading in their own poop, amazingly enough, they won't get as many foot infections. So we don't have to trim hooves. The cows walk and they're healthy They're not confined like in a concentrated animal feeding operation, and therefore we don't have to do very much other than just give them hay, give them grass, give them a healthy place to live and a good life. So here's what the babies do. Find a tall little spot of grass. That's 316. And that's 216. So this is 1 year's difference. 16th baby of 2022, little heifer. 16th baby of 2023. Awesome. Interesting to know. This is the second baby of 2022. And I'm going to say this is mom. Number 5 is Freedom. Freedom is her name. Mega Shop's going good, Alan. I've just been busy. Rachel, good to have you from Southern Virginia. You're probably not too far away from me. So we talked about teat issues. This cow here doesn't have teat issues, but potentially could. You see how, well, it does. That's the one of them that does. So it's got a little cut on that teat right there. Yeah, I know, we're talking about you. Got a little cut on that teat right there, and that could potentially be a problem. So we have to keep an eye on that. It's healing, and it looks good, but we don't need antibiotics. We don't need medicines and sprays. We just need to keep the cows in a clean place, and they'll heal. Healthy animals will heal. All right. Who we got here? 42. How you doing? Big old fat cows, guys. Amazingly enough, we don't need to feed them steroids. That's crazy, huh? Let's see what Tammy's up to. It's tricky when you're on your own to check heat in a leg or gently coax cattle. She'll improve. She'll be fine. She will be fine. Right, Tammy? Now, Tammy needs a little hoof trim, I will say that. Oh, look. Stony Ridge Rock. let's put that in our pocket. That'll make us stronger. Hey, Tammy. Tammy could use a little hoof trim. And we may do that next time we run them through the chute. Philip the Wise says, a bill was signed into effect growing lab chickens for consumption. Dude, don't buy it. When you'll be weaning the calves, we're not going to be weaning the calves. We let mom wean the calves unless we get into a point where it's an issue. So typically, we're not going to be weaning the calves. Mama will knock the calf off when it's time to be weaned, in most cases. If that does not happen, we put the weaning fence in last year or this year, about 3 months ago, and we'll separate them that way. But that would be November, December time frame ish. You'll see this is 211, the 11th little heifer that was born last year. She's a little woolly. You can see she's got a little bit of hair. It's an indicator of a little bit of parasite load. This is 213, the 13th heifer. She's a little bigger, a little healthier than this one here. Every cow out here, every animal out here has the same diet, eats the same stuff, lives the exact same life, drinks the exact same water, but it's amazing that some of them thrive and really do well, and some of them don't. Some of them do a little, they get a little slimmer than others. Their condition is what we call that, the condition of the cow. So this cow's in excellent condition here, but we can look over, we can find number 8, and you'll see, let's see, here's one that's in a little less condition. See how we're fat on the butt, fat on the rump, chubby all the way through. You can see no ribs. We're just chunky. We've got what I call a butt gut. There's like a fat cap right on her butt. This cow is nursing a calf, and she's a little thinner. So she has a little dent right here. You can see a little bone in the tail right there. She's got a calf, and that calf is drawing her down. It's taking her energy. You can really see it right here. So you can see some bones. No ribs, but bones. Okay, maybe a slight rib right there. This cow, same thing. Same thing. She's got a calf on her. This one, same thing. She's got a calf on her. However, This cow, number 15, has always been super healthy and has a calf on her, and she's a lot fatter in the back end around her tail, and she looks like she's nursing 2 or 3. So she's a lot chubbier on her back end by her tail right there. And again, she's just a healthier cow. She just thrives better on this grass diet. And that's the whole reason why we got Donnie the bull, is so that we could breed better grass genetics into our herd. So you'll see these cows go from black to a different shade of brown and maybe a little white on them. I forgot to say hi from Stillwater, Minnesota. Boyd the goofball. Wean the males around 7 months when you castrate. So we don't castrate, we'll band. And I don't have to wean them. I mean, honestly, last year didn't have to wean any calves. Everybody just weaned themselves. They don't get weaned in nature, right? Who weans them in nature? Mama cow, right? So mama cow needs to know how to thrive, how to wean her calf, right? Nature knows best, guys. We go fighting against nature, and nature knows best. Right, Mona? Peggy from Michigan, good to have you. Greg says life is good. Beth says support local farmers. Amen. Amen. This excuse of, oh, I can't afford to buy good quality beef. I can't afford to go to the farmer's market. It costs too much. You're just buying into that food system that is helping to send our topsoil to the Gulf of Mexico or the Mississippi Delta. So, got to think about it. What's sustainable? What's going to stay? I'm going to go over here and look real quick. Got 390 of you in here. Hang out. We're going to do a little question and answer here in just a second. I'm going to look over here because I may keep the cows in this whole section both tonight and tomorrow. So I want to look at the grass, the quality of the grass over here. I think we're going to skip this paddock. This one needs to recover a little longer than the previous two. So we're going to skip that, and we'll make our rounds back through in about 14 days on that. What breed are these cows? These are mainly Black Angus. And then we've got a South Polled bull in there somewhere. That's Donnie. I don't know where. There's Donnie. Look at Donnie's body condition compared to these cows that have calves on. See how fat he is? This is a perfect example. Look at how muscular and chubby he is. He's just fat. Looks like a pig almost compared to the cows that have calves on them. So that's what we want. We want to breed that chubby genetics. Short, stocky, stubby, short legs, small bone structure. That's what we're shooting for. We're trying to breed that into our herd. Jenna. So now it's time to talk about beef, because we will have beef very soon. Hopefully by the end of July, I'll be shipping beef out to folks from the farm. Working through all the shipping, the details, the website, all that stuff. It all has to be built out. I do have beef right now. We're doing the beef through a co-op on Patreon, and it's patreon.com/Stony Ridge Farmer. That's where it'll be offered up first, and then we'll offer it up to everyone else afterwards. What we're trying to do is support the farm and support this lifestyle, this way of life, the way we're taking care of our animals. So you basically get in on the co-op. You're actually helping. You're helping support. You're helping buy hay for the winter and helping out with the amount of time that it takes to build all this. So, you know, you got a website. We're talking thousands and thousands of dollars, guys, just to get the first pound of hamburger out to you guys. Thousands and thousands of dollars. We're going to go ahead and drive out of the pasture right here. This is 2 acres or so, and this is about 3 acres, and they'll have basically access to 5 acres of grass today versus the typical 1 acre. So I haven't been pushing the farm fresh beef thing very much just because I don't have it all nailed down yet. Making social media, making videos, doing what I do, and building the farm is a monumental time consumer. So it takes a little time to get all this stuff together. You know, I'm up at 5:30 every morning, and I'm working till 9:30 every night this time of year. So yeah, I'll be on the mower at 9 o'clock tonight, probably. Right up until dark, till fireworks. Okay, I'm gonna set the tripod up here, and we're just gonna take some time to answer any questions you guys might have. I know there's a lot, especially for folks that haven't been on the live stream channel, haven't seen the live videos much lately. So we'll set this up, sit down here and get that rock out of my pocket. There we go. So a little Q&A session out of the Honda here. All right, let's bring this up where we can see each other. There we go. The chainsaws. The chainsaws, Husqvarna 365, steel made to 382. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. What type of fence charger do you use? You can find them. They're in my Amazon store. And that link is in basically every video, not in the live stream links, but scroll through there. It's called the IntelliShock 120. Are you banding males for butchering? Yes. Yeah, we may keep one bull. How far are you away from Winston-Salem? About 45 minutes. Well, bud, I'm not going to visit, but OnlyFans can help. While I appreciate the... oh, goodness. I don't think I need an OnlyFans channel. Steps to clean up overgrown field brambles. Linda. Mow some mow. I mean, this whole farm was overgrown when we bought it. So if it's grown up in briars and brush, it's small enough to mow, get out there and mow it. If it's grown up in stuff that's this big, hire a forestry mulcher and have them come in and just mow it for you. Get it mowed, keep it mowed, and take care of it. That's it. Dad's Farms and Independence. Awesome. Do you plan to add any hogs? Yes, Jim, at some point. I want to work with you, sir, if it's possible. It's not. This isn't. I get emails all the time from people in foreign countries wanting to come and work on the farm. This is not a job listing. This is a YouTube channel. Okay, this is social media. This is not job listings, and I'm most certainly not going to advertise a posted job. I don't have an employee here. It's just me. I have an employee a contractor or two that works for me producing videos, but yeah. Thanks for the video on refusing to take the government bailouts. Thank you. Ronald says, in addendum to my reply, you're not taking government money. Not everyone can afford to turn down free money. Ronald, it's like this, brother. You do what you want to do, but I think it's immoral for me to take money for my cattle, which were not affected in any way whatsoever. And in fact, cattle prices, they were not affected by the shutdown. My farm operation was not affected by the shutdown, and probably 90% of small farms weren't really affected other than the cost of hay and fertilizer went up. Well, we don't put fertilizer on this farm. Hay prices went up about $8 per bale. That's $8 per 1,000 pounds. So that's $16 more per ton for hay. That's the only effect that it had on the farm here. If you want to take money from the government, if you need to take money for a handout to support your farm, then go for it. I just don't think it's fair for me to take money out of the taxpayer's hand to do something on my property that does not benefit the taxpayer. And that's simply it. That's why that video was made yesterday. I don't think that it's right that big corporations are bailed out by the government. I also don't think it's right that when your kids
that you raise your kids and that they stay home until they're 30 years old and they never learn responsibility and they never learn how to catch themselves when they fall. They don't learn how to save money. They don't learn how to manage their finances. They don't learn how to build self-worth and wealth. I think it's wrong. And that's it. And that's exactly what I'm saying to the fellow that, let's see who it was. And it's okay, man. You can do whatever you want to do. Let's see here. I forgot who it was. You know who you were, and I'm not trying to be hard on you too. Ronald, yeah. I'm not trying to be hard on you, brother. I'm just trying to tell you that my cows pose no burden on the tax infrastructure. Why would I need to take money for them? And I think it was between $10 and $35 per cow for relief. It doesn't matter. Is that being paid back now that cattle prices are nearly at record highs right now? I mean, literally, we went through a wave right there. Housing prices are dropping again. They have to drop. Interest rates are going up again. We're headed down a not so good street, guys. We are. Iceland lets their businesses bankrupt with no handouts. There you go, says Jenna. Trying to see this. In Victoria, Australia, my second wife, dad passed away. Okay, sorry, Boyd. So yeah, and Philip, you had a good point there. When they called me and I was like, they asked me how many cows I had. I said, I'm not telling you how many cows I have. I said, well, why not? And I said, because I don't want you to come over here and say all of a sudden something's gone wrong with all the cows and we're going to have to destroy every cow. You're not doing that to me. You're not going to do that over. You will fight me for that. That will not happen. And I know the eventual end to a beef cow is going to be beef. I know that. But you're not going to come and take my livelihood and my life and everything that I live for. And this is what, let me turn it around here. This is what I live for. This is my home, my world, my life. And it doesn't need to be a burden on you, the taxpayer. And it also doesn't need be a burden on the creek, on the lake, on the river, on the ponds, on the soil. It doesn't need to be a burden to anything. We need to do it right and do the right thing. So anyway, that's my little spiel. If you're ever in Chesapeake, Virginia, come check out Hickory Ridge Farm. Right on. Yeah, it's a TYM hat. TYM tractors, they've been great for me. So anyhow, that's what yesterday's video was over on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's a rant, but it's got some good footage of the cows and everything that's going on the farm here. But I didn't take a subsidy. My cows didn't need to be a burden to the taxpayer. And if 80% of farmers out there with 15 cows took, let's just say there were 1 million farmers out there with small operations just like me that had 50 cows that took $10 per cow. 50 times 10 is what, $500, right? Times 1 million. $500 times 1 million farmers, and that's the burden to the taxpayer. I just don't see it. I also, gosh, oh man, don't even get me started. We were talking about this the other day. Walmart doesn't pay a very good wage. Anybody here work for Walmart? We're going to get in this isn't politics, but this is talking. This is real. This is what I think about. The reason I'm farming right now is because I'm sick of the system. I want to be here on the farm. I'm sick of the system. I want to make my own system, right? I think we should be able to make our own system. I don't think anybody should be able to tell me what my cow's worth. I tell you what my cow's worth. And if you buy it, you buy it. And if you don't, you don't. That's it. Anybody. Perry says he used to work for Walmart. What kind of a wage you get paid at Walmart? Just above the poverty line, right? Just above the poverty line. Walmart Pat's line, almost $20 an hour. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what Walmart pays, but I do know that a lot of Walmart employees, and I want you guys to think about this, and I'm not picking on Walmart, I'm picking on any business that pays their employee a wage that is below the poverty line. So a corporation hires an employee, pays them a horrible wage. That employee
has to receive government benefits in order to make it, be that WIC or food stamps or any sort of food stamps. I don't even know if they're called food stamps anymore. I think they're called EBT. So a company hires a full-time employee, doesn't pay them a living wage, a wage that they can survive on, and therefore their wage has to be supplemented by the government. In other words, they're getting government assistance. So what is a company that's hiring people and paying them a horrible wage doing? They're paying their CEOs millions and millions of dollars, right? Millions and millions of dollars, paying your CEO out in bonuses, and all your top management's all getting paid out in these bonuses, living well above the poverty line, living in the top 2 or 3% of wealth in the country. And the employees that are down low, which I understand, and you can work your way up and you can educate yourself. The biggest investment you'll ever make is an investment in yourself and in your future. And you have to do that. But these employees are being subsidized by the government. So in other words, the government isn't paying, the business isn't paying a good enough wage to support a family, and therefore the government is subsidizing that. So in other words, the bonuses that the CEOs for the companies that are paying horrible wages, the bonuses that those people are getting, the ultra wealthy, are taking away tax dollars because they aren't distributing that throughout their company with like a cost share program, or a stock options program. It's pretty disgusting. It's pretty disgusting. So they figure out a way to pay them a wage that's just eking by, and then they have to go figure out a way to get money from the government in order to buy their food and stuff. So I don't know, man. I don't know. There's a lot to that. So that all started, this rant kind of started because I did a video yesterday about receiving free government money for my cows. And I don't think that it's right for me to take from the American tax dollar to take care of my cows. I just don't. I did apply for grant programs. I was denied. The reason I was denied is the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard in your life. The reason I was denied is because I did it right. So I applied for programs to help build fences and keep the cows out of the creek, which is the right thing to do. Didn't get them. No creeks are fenced in on the farm. No ponds are fenced in. The cows have no access to any waterway on the farm currently at this moment. So I did it right, and I didn't qualify for any type of program, right? But the guy down the street who has a hog farm that has a swampy, muddy manure pit that's running off into the river, he got money to help fix what he or she didn't do right in the first place. So if you do wrong, you're rewarded, and if you do right, you're not. And that's just I don't understand it. I don't know. You got to watch yesterday's video. It was pretty good. Walmart's getting more into online delivery shipping like Amazon. Competition's capitalism. Government subsidizing doesn't create competition. We're living in a form of corporate socialism. We have a choice where we buy stuff. That's what I have to say. You have a choice whether you go buy feedlot beef or you buy regular beef off of a farm like mine. You have a choice whether you go to Walmart and patronize that company, or whether you go to Target and patronize that company, or whether you buy local at your local mom and pop shops, or whether you buy on Amazon. You have a choice. You vote with your dollar. You vote with your food dollar too. So if you go in and you buy Cheetos and you buy Fritos and you buy garbage, you're buying into that system, and that's okay because it tastes good. If that's what you like, go for it. But you are voting with your dollar. So you are. Boycotts work. You don't need to boycott. Just vote with your dollar and seek out. You know your doctor, you know your dentist, right? Why don't you know your farmer? You don't know where your food comes from? What happens when the transportation system shuts down in this country and the average city only has 3 days worth of food? The average city only has 3 days worth of food before they become a food desert. What do you do? What do you do?
That's when you're like, oh, government, please help me, please help. Why can't we just be sufficient? Why can't we think about like old time Appalachian homesteaders or homesteaders that moved out west to Wyoming? They built their place, they built a larder. How many people don't know what a larder is? A larder, a place to store food. A squirrel can save up nuts for the winter and feed itself all winter, but a human, an American, the average American, can't and or won't or finds no value in being able to feed themselves, man. What? Really? Really? And the problem isn't Washington. The problem lies in the mirror. Look in the mirror. It's not Washington. It's not policy. It's in the mirror looking back at you. That's the problem. It's nowhere else. If you live in a neighborhood that you can't grow a tomato plant, you need to leave that neighborhood. You're too big for your britches at that point. I don't know. There are a lot of neighborhoods that are out there like that. Can't even put a bucket on your back porch and plant a tomato plant. How many of you guys live in neighborhoods like that? We want less and less responsibility. It's somebody else's job to do everything. It's somebody, if a shingle blows off your roof, I ain't getting up there. It's somebody else's job. Think about this in the days in like 1800s. Think about that. Think about this from days past. I mean, come on. Really? How many people can anymore? How many people can their own veggies? How many people would take the time to go out, plant beans, take $2 worth of beans, put them in 3 rows and raise enough beans to feed your family beans from that point until next year's bean crop? How many people take the time to do that? The answer is not very many people these days. Probably you guys. A lot of you guys are into the farming and into the homesteading and grow a garden. But we are the minority. We are the minority. It is. Maybe it's just a dual purpose scam to find out who has cows. Amanda. That's why I didn't tell them. I didn't tell them how many cows I had. I don't care. I mean, look right now. If I had 50 cows and they were offering, let's say $30 a pop. I mean, look at how much money spread out all over the nation. Now I agree 100%. Hey, better money spent given to farmers who care about the land than big corporations like banks or sending it overseas. Better to spend it there, but how about better not to spend it? How about that? You know, our country's buried up to its eyeballs in debt and it's handing money out like it's candy, like because they're printing. I don't know, man. All our local farmers do grab bags mentioned to them. They have no idea how valuable they are to society. They do. Yep. They do. So, guys, question and answer. Fire away some questions here. We're going to take 4 or 5 questions before we go. You can ask about anything. You can ask. We talked earlier a little bit about Miss Stony Ridge not being here anymore. This was my choice. We were bickering and arguing, and there was seemed to be no end to it. We both needed to be teammates, and I felt like things just weren't working. I don't know. How'd your tomatoes do? They're still growing, man. They're green. They're this big. Planted a 1 pound of corn seed, 1 pound of pea. Nice. Did you find shade or lack of shade ever being an issue? Yes. Vato Loco asked, do I find shade an issue? Look behind me. There's a lesson to be learned. When I cleared land out here, I should have left about 50 or 60 trees out here in various places on the pasture. That is going to force me, not having those trees is going to force me to have to come out here this winter, dig holes and drop shade trees in the ground and build little fences around those shade trees so that they can get up and give the cows shade. That's going to be like a 10-year plan. It's going to take 10 years to build shade out here. So yes, that was not good, not smart, and we're going to build a shade mobile to move throughout the farm. Temperatures are going to be in the 90s this week. The cows will have access to a shade tree in every paddock. Do you have any ham being cured? Not right now. Where does the cattle sail? I don't know what that means. Clarify, Kathy. Maybe it's not to be. You both seem like nice people. Yep, I agree. Signs our local farmers market says we'll give an additional $10 for $20 of EBT. Supports healthy eating and value. We'll give an additional $10 for $20 of EBT. Okay. How is that fair to the farmer? How many hats do you have? How many hats do you have keeping it light? About 50. What regions does your farm serve? All over the country. So we'll be selling beef nationwide. But I'm in North Carolina here. I mean, I have 50 cows. We're not running a mega farm, 50,000 acre operation. It's a small farm. Helping families that can't afford good quality food, says Jim. I get that, but you also got to help your farmer. So, and man, again, I lean into this. If you can't afford, here's what I can't. This is a rant. Here it comes. Here's what I can't stand. And I've seen it, and I've been in the grocery store, and I've seen grocery carts loaded to the keel with garbage food, with sweets, with sugars, with candy bars, and you go up and you pay with EBT, and they buy a pack of cigarettes and 3 cases of beer along with it. It disgusts me. That disgusts me. That's not a can't afford issue. When you have the brand new latest greatest iPhone, that's not a can't afford issue. So I don't know, man. Again, I'm all for supporting those who cannot, but I'm not for supporting those who won't. And those who won't know that they are working the system. And there are people out there working the system. There are, absolutely. Amos Miller is an Amish, and USDA shut down his farm in PA. Jenna, I know about that. I heard about all that. I understand the Amish, and I understand that the Amish have different rules that they like to play by. But when it comes down to food, the USDA is the one that says what goes and what doesn't go. And they had to know when they were doing what they did that it was unlawful, and they did it anyway, and they got caught. Now, do I think that they deserve hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fines or anything like that? I don't believe all that. But I do believe that they knew. And I don't know. I've not talked to the guy. I don't know. Maybe they didn't know. But we all have rules that we have to play by. It's just like going out here and driving out on the road. You have to have insurance, and you have to have a driver's license. And you have to have tags that are current on your vehicle, and your vehicle has to be under current inspection. You have to have those things in order to drive on a public road. In order to sell food to the public, you have to have certain requirements, and that's just it. Now, the reason that those requirements and those laws are in place is because people did the wrong thing in the first place. And we get more and more regulations as people do the wrong thing, like mad cow disease. I mean, people did the wrong thing. They're feeding casein to cattle. They're feeding cows back to cows. Well, nature gets us, doesn't it? Every time. So best quality beef in the UK is found at either local butcher or Aldi. Grass-fed, grass-finished. So grass-fed beef is a lot more popular over there. You can get grass-fed beef in Europe at McDonald's, I'm told. Jenna, they require vax in cattle. Is that a question? I don't know about, there's no required vaccination. My cows don't have any vaccinations. The only time they'll ever get any sort of vaccine is when we band our calves. Sometimes we will give a tetanus and blackleg vaccine. That's a pretty common vaccine to give cows so that they survive and so they don't get tetanus. So same tetanus shot that you would get pretty much. Wait, feeding cows to cows, what? Yeah, you don't know about mad cow disease and what started all that stuff? Get on your Google machine. We live in the world of information, guys. Maybe as a winter project, you can construct a temporary mobile stationary structures. Yeah, so we'll have a shade mobile that goes around for the cows. Cripple Creek, good to have you. StreamYard dumping YouTube comments again. Is it? Do you plan to remove the foxes? I have a trap set over there right now. We did not catch a fox last night. I don't know how in the world I didn't, because they were running around. It was like a fox party out in the front yard yesterday. It was horrible. Can't haul livestock across state lines without paperwork on Vax, says Lane. I hauled my cows to the market in Virginia, and there's no paperwork and no vaccine, any of that mess. So I know out west there's a lot more rules in California, and out west there's a lot more rules about even bringing hay across fields. Would electric fence around the chickens protect them against foxes? I had the poultry net around them before, and I've had foxes get in and coyotes get in and get the chickens also. So whether it's electrified, a fox will figure out. A fox can jump like 6 feet high. So where'd you find those coveralls? These are Liberty overalls. I think you can find them on Amazon. I'm looking at my watch. I got a phone call here in just a minute. What do you do with your excess eggs? I sell my eggs. But I don't have many excess eggs right now. I've got like 7 laying hens, and in the hot part of the summertime, they typically cut back on laying. So I might have an extra dozen per year. Do you have problems with raccoons? If so, have you addressed the varmint problem? I haven't had any raccoon problems, really. Fire off the questions, man. Hammer down. It's 400 of you in here, guys. While you're in here, please hit the like button. I'd love to have you back here. Again, if you're just now joining us and you don't know about the live stream channel, if you're on the main Stony Ridge Farmer channel, there's a link down there in the video description. Click it. It will subscribe you to the live stream channel, and you can come in. We've got about 3,500, 3,800 subscribers. Love to get that number up to about 10,000 at some point. Fox are one of the hardest animals to catch. Is the ram pump worth the purchase? Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's $130 or something like that. It's something interesting and fun. It's not a sustainable maintenance-free system. What is your tip to protect the chickens from rat snakes? I have a gray rat snake issue. I heard putting mothballs around will help. The snake will eat the mothballs and die, but I don't know. We don't have those around here. I was asking about how many pounds of seed to Kim. We're an hour and 20 minutes later. I was asking about how many pounds of seed to each acres. I have 10 horses. I still don't know what kind of grass seed you're planting. So I can't tell you how many pounds, but typically if you're broadcasting fescue grass seed, I'll just answer the common stuff. If you're broadcasting fescue grass seed, it's about 150 to 200 pounds per acre is what I broadcast. If I use a seed drill, it's typically around 40 to 50 pounds per acre. That's why having a seed drill is so much better than broadcast seeding. Don't seed it in the hot summer months. Don't do it. Do it in October, do it in March, but don't seed it in the hot summer months. Also, mix in some annual ryegrass in there. If you can get a contractor's mix with fescue and ryegrass, it just depends on the type of grass. If you're planting Timothy, if you're planting orchard grass, if you're planting fescue, if you're planting ryegrass. I mean, there's so many factors, Kim. I need to know what you're planting before I can tell you how much to use. But the typical rule of thumb is broadcast seeding, 150 pounds per acre. Have you found no wild hogs or armadillo problems yet here? Eastern and southeastern North Carolina, where it's real flat, we have hog issues, but so far, nothing. Sorry, that's my alarm clock. Probably lost you guys there, I'll bet you. Okay, plug that in. Here, I'd plug the mic back in. Looking at acreage that has been farmed soy for a year, your channel showing me how to rebuild the soil. Do you recommend point of use wells, quick install manual pump type? I recommend one well for your property, 1 or 2 wells for your property. I like to have a backup, and then run pipe to wherever it is you're going to do whatever you need to do. So I just really couldn't give you any advice on that. You need to talk with the NRCS. They can give you some good advice on that. Even though I don't like to use the NRCS or apply for their grants anymore, they can give you advice on your water system, which is pretty good. Lead poisoning will solve a hog issue. Yeah, but they've been using that for a long time and they're still out there. Small hardware mesh should keep out the snakes. There you go. Short bus mooners hooking you up. All right, we're going to take 2 more questions from you guys, and I've got to get on a phone call with the folks from Aeroquip this morning. Have you had any crops, or are you more livestock? I grow a garden up here, and I raise beef cattle. So it's not a row crop farm. This was a tobacco farm, and it was farmed to death, and it's really, really rocky soil, so no. And you think about it, we're on 150 acres. We only have 65 to 75-ish, I need to do the math, acres, I need to measure all that, fenced in. So acres of usable land, that's nothing, man. I mean, we're talking about, look at what a bushel of corn cost, and if you're raising corn out here, we're just wasting time. You're not going to make any money. Need to know how water table, to make choices about whales too. Well, F. Huber, we don't want to rely on surface water for watering. In other words, surface water and well water down from the bedrock is totally different. So it doesn't matter so much about the water table. It just matters about, because the water table means where your surface water stops. So, but that depends too. And a lot of people out west, they dig out a hole pretty much for the cattle to drink out of. So appreciate what you're doing. Thank you, Rogue Ranch. I don't know what does the comment mRNA vac mean? Southern Homestead. Hang on, buddy. Let me see what we got here. So you can't type half of a question and then the other in one sentence and then have me look up and find it again. I can't get that answer. Do you think if more younger people had older mentors, they would be able to take on a homestead lifestyle? I don't know why is it somebody else's responsibility to grow everybody's food? Why are we above that? Why are we so encapsulated in our world of going to work, coming home, and going on vacation that we can't grow our own food? Again, we talked about this in the recent video. A squirrel can feed itself all winter. So I don't think that my generation is of the last generations that were raised, in my opinion, in most cases, with mothers that taught their daughters how to cook and clean, with fathers that took their sons out and built things with them and worked and learned how to work in the yard and stuff like that. Most people don't even mow their own yards anymore. Most people don't teach their kids. Like, I grew up canning vegetables and raising gardens and stuff like that, but nobody grew up like that. Most people didn't grow up like that. We've lost it in the past generation. So I don't know. Hopefully this inspires people to grow a garden. I've got a $10 super chat just came in from Diana. Thank you so much, Diana. Kids are too lazy nowadays, says Jenna. I don't think they're too lazy. I think their parents are too lazy to make them work. I don't think you can blame a child for not wanting to be out sweating and working hard when their parents aren't out sweating and working hard and learning how to do stuff. It's somebody else's job nowadays, and I don't think it's right. I think we need to be self-sufficient. If you can't take care of yourself, then I don't know, man. I don't know. Joe says, you took a hell of a bashing on how you make your living on an earlier video. Any more comments on that subject? Oh, I get it all the time, man. We talked about the government subsidies and wanting to pay me for each cow that I had in the video. And then and I pinned the comment to the top. You guys got to check that video out. It's over on the main YouTube channel. It's yesterday's video. Some guy ripped into me and said, well, YouTube subsidizes your farm. What I'm doing right now, sitting here with you guys, is what built the farm. This is as much a part of the farm here as the cows are. It's diversification. It's part of the modern day diversified farm income, and that's just it. So, people don't get that. I don't know. I always switch the chat window detached. Okay, good deal. How do you do so much? I stay busy. I don't sit still very easy. All right. Final question. Polite Chihuahua says, I'm beat at the end of the day. I'm farming my small 7 acres, only using hand tools. I can't afford a tractor. It's tough. Do not say can't. Can't. Shut your brain down to not do something. Can't equals not. How can I afford a tractor? Not can't afford a tractor. Because if you can't grow your own food, then you just won't grow your own food. If you can't afford a tractor, then you won't afford a tractor. So you've got to figure it out. You can't afford a tractor. You can afford a tractor. You've got to figure out a way to afford a tractor. And if you can't afford a tractor and you shut your mind off to figuring out a way, you're cheating yourself. So don't use the word can't. I can't. Oh, boo-hoo. Yes, you can. You can do anything. Guys, I lived in a trailer park and was so stinking poor that I was lost audio. Got it. Battery died on this thing. All right. Well, there we go. Hold on. This thing's got a mind of its own now. Well, guys, I've got a phone call in like 5 minutes with the folks from AeroQuip. We're going to talk about demoing some awesome equipment right here in the yard. Sorry, you missed the rant. We've got sound back. I guarantee you now we got sound back. Yes, we do? No, we don't? Last word is stinking. All right, is the mic back on? Let me know. Leslie, you're late to the show. There you go. I'm back. Miss Stony Ridge is no longer here on the farm with me. And that's just it. We just weren't getting along. So we had fully divorced. She'd moved back here on a not so much on a trial basis, but she'd moved back here on the basis that things needed to be good and certain things in our lives needed to change and do better and be better. And those things changed for a little while, and then they went back to the way they were, and I was unhappy, and therefore we aren't together anymore. And that's how it went. That's it. So these are good. All right, we got sound back. Well, guys, I have to go get on the phone. I've got to go through the gates, shut all the gates behind me. The cows are good. They're happy. They're actually all down there under the shade tree. They'll be grazing and back and forth all day long today. I will talk to you very soon. Happy Independence Day. Enjoy the fireworks. Be safe tonight. Please don't drink and drive, guys. Enjoy your day. I've got a little more farm work to do. I've got to get out here. I've got to do a little bit of mowing with the Batwing. I've got to spray some super soil on the land. Got phone calls to make. And I'm going to set up the sawmill to mill up some wood so you guys will have a sawmill video hopefully this Sunday. Awesome. See you next time on the Stony Ridge Farm channel. If you're watching on the main channel, there's a link down there to the Cows and Coffee. Click it, subscribe, and you'll catch these live streams. We're probably going to start doing them again 2, 3, 5 times a week. Okay? See y'all. Have a great day. Thank you so much. And thank you for the super chat. The person that just sent the super chat. Thank you so much. Let me scroll back up and find that person and thank them. One last thank you.
Maybe. There it is. Whoop. Diana Mullican, thank you so much for that super chat. $10 towards a hay bale. Thank you. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence. Be safe. Nobody ends up in the hospital with blown off fingers today. Okay? Be safe. Be smart. Watch your kids around those fireworks. Take care, guys. See you next time. Woo!